Okay, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome, Teresa. How are you today?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited because we're doing Wisdom Wednesday today, which we alternate between Website Wednesday and Wisdom Wednesday. And I find this to be a consistent disease within our world today, which is overthinking.
Oh, yeah.
It's constant. I see people doing it all the time, and
hmm
they believe that it's, well, I'm detail oriented and I need to be prepared. But it's not always that. It's not always that you are detail oriented and you want to be prepared. It's that you're stuck in this loop of overthinking. So let's talk about that difference in your opinion. Like, what is the difference for you between overthinking and being prepared?
So for me, being prepared is getting ready to actually be decisive. It's being decisive. It's making progress. And yes, I'm maybe slowing down at that progress, or actually moving forward, but I'm accomplishing something really good. Whereas overthinking is that sinkhole, or like you said, that loop, of constant, well, what if, and you just can't stop, and you don't make any progress, you don't make any decisions, you don't get anywhere but deeper in that sinkhole, is how I kind of attribute it.
Totally. You're right on. And Karen gets it, right? We
Yeah.
all fall into it in some areas of our lives. I can say really anyone who says they never overthink is probably, full of malarkey, because at some point there is something we overthink about, whether it's our children, our parents, our situation, our food intake, our business, our clients. There's always something that everybody overthinks. And then there's other things that maybe they don't overthink about. So to me, recognizing it is really key,
Yes.
to acknowledge, oh my goodness, I think I am an overthinker. And the way you know that for sure is because overthinking leads to inaction. It's just you get stuck,
Yeah.
right? But
Absolutely.
being prepared, the difference is you actually then you're preparing and you take action.
Right. Right. And that's just it. Be willing to take some action, because when you're stuck in that overthinking, you don't move forward when you don't take action. And one of my favorite quotes, I'm trying to remember this, is that God did not give me the ability to always make right decisions and right actions, but He gave me the ability to make a decision, take action, and make it right.
Exactly. And this is what I point out half the time to people is that, do you realize this is not a life or death decision you are overthinking? It
Yeah.
is literally something, and you had a great term last time we spoke, or a couple of times ago. You said when it comes to people's branding on their
Oh,
website,
branding.
procrastinating branding. I love that, because I think branding is definitely one of the things that people get so locked up. Like, is that exactly the way I want to present to the world? Like, that's not exactly me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have a person that I know through networking and stuff like that. She's on her third brand in a year and is yet to really fully dive in and launch her business. She puts out a Facebook page and beautiful graphics and gets excitement, but then she doesn't take action to get the clients, to build the business, to do what's going to support that brand. And so then she thinks it must be the brand that's wrong. And so she redoes it. So it really is
But
that.
that's a whole different thing. That's avoiding what
That's
you
avoiding
are
success.
scared to do, right? That's fear of getting clients and making money. So you're going to hide behind redoing your website over and over again.
But
Lots of people do
overthinking
that.
gives you that perfect place to hide.
It does. It does, right? How many times can you redo your process before you actually use your process? Oh, wait, I can't use it unless I go out and get a
Right.
client. I think I need to redo it more because it's not perfect yet, right? That loop of perfection.
And it's not going to be perfect until you get out and do it. Once you start doing it, you're going to make tweaks, you're going to make changes, whether it's your branding or your process or networking or whatever it is out there. You're going to make changes. You're going to do something and be like, huh, that didn't work the way I thought. How can I make it better?
Isn't that always, that's running a business, right?
That's part of it. I mean, like, there's so many times I look back and was like, well, that did not work,
Me
but
too.
you laugh at it. And that's all part of preparing yourself for what will work.
Right. So if you're saying to yourself, anyone who's listening, live or on replay, well, I can't do that until I do this, often that's a key that you might be overthinking, because guess what? You can start a business without a website. You can start a business without anything practically. I started my first business with $300 from the basement of my house. And I just went, what's the first thing I need to even be a business? I
Mhm.
need clients.
People laugh at me, and I had a lot of people laugh at me, but I built my web design business on a 13-inch laptop at my kitchen table.
Exactly. Exactly. But it really is, the overthinking often is a hint that you are avoiding something else that you're afraid of. So you're keeping yourself in this loop, right? So you want to recognize it first and think to yourself, am I someone who's taking action on a regular basis? Am I moving forward consistently? If I'm not, and I'm stuck in a loop, then you can consider yourself probably a little bit of an overthinker, possibly a perfectionist, and that's what you want to work on, right? So
Absolutely.
how do you break out of this is what I want to make sure we cover, right? So one, what is the decision you're trying to make? Let's put it in perspective.
Mhm.
Perspective. Does it have to be perfect? The resume that never gets out the door and gets seen by a hiring manager is going to be a job you never get
Yeah.
if you don't let it out the door. And it's not perfect. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. Ever.
No.
And things that you're deciding on today can be changed tomorrow, 6 months from now, a year from now, if you change your mind or if you have new information.
Well, and to me, perfection is that elusive target that's always moving. I mean, you ever go to the fairs and they have those little ducks or whatever that you're shooting at that are moving, Like, perfection is that at 1,000 times speed. You can't hit it. So,
True. It's true. But I think the biggest thing, right? So identify yourself as an overthinker, that helps, right? You can't help what you don't acknowledge is first.
Mhm.
Then put the decisions you're trying to make or that status you feel like has to be right before you go to the next step into perspective. And if you can't get perspective yourself, number two, and I wrote it in the description above, is get help. This
Yes.
is what, go to a friend if you have to. I'm not saying you have to pay for help, but it's also what I'm here for. I can't tell you how many messages I get with, I can't do this until I do that. Okay, says who?
Yes.
It could be as easy as me saying, says who? Who
Mm.
says you can't go out and get that first client even though you don't have a perfect website yet? Who says you can't go out and get that client if you don't have the perfect process figured out? Guess what? All you need to do is be one step ahead of the person who's hiring you.
Well, and that's just it. And just, yeah, get it in perspective. And like you said, reach out and get help, but reach out to the people that are going to be honest. I want to toss that in there because we also have those people that we know are going to commiserate with us. They're going to pat our backs and they're going to stroke our hair and they're going to say, I know it's so hard, honey. You just can't. And they're going to agree with us.
This is
That's
true.
not the person to talk to when you're overthinking, when you hear that perfection word popping into your vocabulary. Look for the people that are going to be dead honest.
I think I'm the worst friend ever. When I hear you say things
I
like
don't
that,
agree there.
I start to think I'm a terrible friend. Like I can't not say what I'm thinking, even to my friends. I think to myself, take the coaching hat off, put the friend hat on, like you said. I'm not very good at it.
That's one of the reasons why I think you're such a good friend, because I know I can come to you and you can say, let's look at this honestly. Like, you
Yeah.
will get me back on track, where I know, like, if I call, someone else, they'll be like, oh, it's okay. But they're not going to help me take action. So I think you're a very good friend in that sense, because We need people that move us forward. There's enough people to placate us. We need people to move us.
Yeah, I might need to work on my empathy a little bit more when I'm in the friend zone.
Well, I'm not the best at it myself, so
Like, yeah, because I'm such an action taker. And when, to
yeah.
me, when someone talks to me about something they're stuck, yes, of course, I'm like,
Mhm.
that's understandable. You've been sick, let's say, or it's understandable you just had, one of your animals had to be put down or be put to sleep, right? Of course, I'm compassionate and empathetic, but then I'm going to be like, okay, but now let's put this overthinking that you're doing in perspective and let's take action, right? Because if you can take the things that you're overthinking about and as a final step, pick one thing, run it by someone who you trust that will tell you the truth about whether you should just do it or whether you should continue to be thinking and thinking and thinking, someone who can help you make a decision, get one thing done. Sometimes that kickstarts you.
Absolutely. Just that one thing, just, tossing up that one website that's not perfect, but it says, "World, I am here." And it
Exactly.
opens the door for people to come in. One action is incredible and it has momentum to push you.
Right, but I hear the overthinkers like, yeah, but I wouldn't want to spend money on a website until I know everything is perfect. Or I don't want to have to spend more money to go back. And we're just saying website. This could be
Right.
anything. This could be a letter you're sending to a potential client. It could be a newsletter that you want to send to your email list. It could be a free opt-in that you're trying to put together, but you just get stuck overthinking. Is anyone going to want this? And is it perfect? And is it pretty? And does it represent me properly? I mean, there are a million questions that can stop you from taking action. There's only one thing that will make you take action, and that's a true decision that you make to do it,
Yes,
period.
that's it.
Get it out into the world. It can always be changed, modified, adjusted, pulled back, whatever you need to do. Do you know how many programs I have rolled out? Well, you might. How many programs I have rolled out that I have pulled back
Oh,
because I'm like,
same here.
I think they're good. I think it's great. Everyone's going to want this. I put it out and like nothing. Nobody wants it.
Mhm.
Right. And then other things I put out, what I would consider maybe not perfect and then not quite done as much as I would want them. And people eat it up.
It's true. There's things, services, new products that I have put together that I think, oh my God, everybody's going to want this. And like you said, I might get a couple, they don't really want it. They don't really, it's not the value that they thought it was, or it wasn't a good fit for me. I've had that as well, where I've put together
Right.
service packages that really were not a good fit for me at all. And then I've pulled back. I mean, it's a matter of getting out and trying something and seeing, how does it work? Does this work for me? Does this not work for me? It
Yes.
all is going to be fine tuned. And even if we believe we reached this perfect moment, in 3 months, you're going to change stuff. Like life is evolving all the time, and so are our businesses and our lives.
Yes. And here's another one. Nobody's paying attention to us as much as we are paying attention to ourselves.
We are just the extras in most people's lives. Like they don't even realize it, that
Yes.
we're actually. I mean, it cracks me up sometimes, but I have lots of people who I interact with often, through online social media. I live in the middle of nowhere, so I don't get to see people that much, but I'm online a lot, and they didn't know I had cancer. And they don't know why I have a short haircut. And they were like, "Well, when did you get short hair?" And I'm like, "Well, it was after the whole bald thing." And they're like, "Why were you bald?" And it cracks me up. It makes me laugh. Not that they don't care about me and they don't love me, because they do, but
Completely.
I'm an extra in their life, and they have their own life to deal with. So
It's funny. My ex-husband used to say, they're an extra in our vacation, in our movie of our lives, right? The people you'd see over and over again, but never actually interact with. If you are stuck in this overthinking and perfection, and what are people going to think? And what if it fails? And I'm going to be embarrassed and I have to pull it back. Or what if they think whatever, right?
mhm.
Oh, I love what Karen is saying. She said, I call that the bathing suit syndrome. Wait, I got to put that up if I can find my mouse. Where's my mouse? Here we go. I don't know if the whole message. I call that the bathing suit syndrome. Just go to the beach with your bathing suit on. Everybody's worried about themselves. Where am I?
Not looking at you.
not looking at you. Oh my
It's
God, it's so
so
true.
true, Karen. So very true.
It's so true. And honestly, I look at people at the beach and I go, I wish I had the guts to have that much confidence. I love it. Like I'm overthinking, like Karen's saying, I'm overthinking how I go to the beach and oh, it's got to be right and everything's got to be tucked in
Yep.
and covered and oh, I don't think I look good in this. Like Karen's saying, nobody's thinking about us. So if you are an overthinker, try one to put it in perspective. Put one decision in perspective. Really challenge your thought process. Challenge your thought process. Number two, get help if you need it from a trusted advisor, from a good friend who's going to tell you the truth, from a coach like me, whatever you need to do, get it done. Because if you're stuck, I want you to think of this in the long term. A year from now, all your overthinking is going to keep you stuck in the same exact spot. So ask yourself, are you happy? Will you be happy a year from now if you are in exactly the same spot with all the things that you have pending in your brain? If the answer is, yeah, I'm fine with that, then great. Then don't worry about a thing. But if a year from now you're going to be, no, I'm going to be very unhappy if I'm still stuck in the same spot with these decisions I can't seem to make, then put the decision in perspective, get help if you need it, and pick one thing and force yourself to do it, even if it's not going to be perfect,
Absolutely.
and see how it feels.
Great
So
advice. Yeah.
that's my little lesson for today. That was Wisdom Wednesday. Hope that helps somebody today. If you need me, please reach out to me at nancyganzacoffer.com. Sign up for a business strategy call. I don't want you to be stuck in the same place a year from now, unhappy, not making the money you deserve, not charging your worth, not knowing what decision to make next in order to grow your business. Whatever it is, that's what I'm here for. Teresa, tell them how to find you and what you can help them with.
So if you need help with your website, you can find me at webdesignsbyteresa.com. And if you even just want a quick little insight into how well your website is working for you today. Not everybody's ready to invest in a web designer, and I get that, but I do offer a free mini audit to those who are looking for a little support and guidance. So pop on over to webdesignsbyteresa.com to request that, and I would love to send you an audit.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We will see you next Wednesday for Website Wednesday.
Website Wednesday. We've got a great topic next week.
Ooh, I can't wait. All right, guys. See you later. Have a great day. Talk to you. Bye.